The master in the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his information or his recreation, his love or his religion. He can hardly tell which is which. He simply pursues his own vision of excellence in whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether or not he is working or playing. To him, he's always doing both. I know what you guys are wondering. John, how can you help me identify my purpose? Right? Well, I'll tell you, purpose means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. The way it's said, the content, the context, the tone, the style, or the language. It means different things to different people. On purpose, your purpose. What's the purpose? What does it all mean? What do you mean? No, that's not what I meant to do, but you're meant to do something, right? In Chinese, there are several different words that mean purpose, but they mean different things amongst each other. Gu yi means purposefully or deliberately, intentionally. Mu di actually means target, a goal or an aim, actually physically right before your eyes. And yi sha means a wish, a desire, something that you're meant to do, an intention or a purpose. In Swahili, kusudi means purpose, but nia also means purpose. Nia means something to so many different people, depending on how it's said. But to a particular group of people, especially African Americans celebrating the cultural history and enrichment of Kwanzaa, or first fruit, nia can resonate to the very bones. And it can motivate people to do extraordinary things, especially in the context of developing one's collective community or lifting one's people up to the traditions of inspiration. So there are a lot of words that mean so much to so many different people. Words like love, community, family, those words resonate with me and mean a lot to me. So your motivation could come from a higher power. Your motivation could come from your personal belief that your intention and your purpose is all that you have in this world. Well, wherever it comes from, motivation drives purpose. Psychologist Dr. Ralph Lewis stated that we are simply wired to be goal-directed by our brain's highly evolved motivation and reward circuits. Fundamentally, purpose-driven human behaviors are merely elaborations of the evolved drive to survive, attract mates, and procreate. I hope that's not all life is for, but depending on what you believe, it could be biological, psychological, belief in a higher power. Your purpose is to love one another, or maybe your purpose is to help people. But regardless of what your purpose is or where it comes from, its recognition of that purpose depends on how you receive it in the first place. Religious doctrines and spiritual doctrines try to eliminate the ambiguity of purpose, try to relieve suffering, and explain these unknown human problems. But most of all, it tries to connect people under one universal purpose. Purpose in Buddhism and Jainism is to escape the round of rebirth through meditation and enlightenment, or release, moksha. In Christianity and Hinduism, the purpose of life is to bring glory and sacrifice to God and put other people's interests before your own, but mostly to bring glory to God. So motivation in the religious sense has to do with a lot of steady, continuous work. We're always constantly working on ourselves so that one day, through our continued efforts, we can satisfy a higher power and escape suffering and go to a higher place. My friend Camus would have something interesting to say about that. Albert Camus, French philosopher and author, says that you will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you're looking for the meaning of life. That speaks to me. That is my motivation. It speaks directly to my experiences. Basically, it's saying if you're busy looking for the meaning of life, you'll get stuck in the looking rather than the living. When I started working in urban agriculture, I was tasked with this need to redefine and make agriculture sexy so that everybody will want to be involved in it and want to put their hands in the dirt. I had to say urban agriculture mitigates poverty. Urban agriculture and growing food can reduce health disparities such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. But not only that, it's the most revolutionary thing that you can possibly do because you're putting the commodity, universal commodity, food, into the hands of people that need it the most. And blah, 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 okay? Because even though I got really good at talking about the benefits of urban agriculture, that's only half the battle, the talking and the thinking. It's really in the practice that we really get the joy and benefit from growing our own food. Why talk about it when you can be about it? Put your hands in the dirt. That's an open invitation to anyone that would like to put their hands in the dirt and grow their own community gardens. You can see how happy I am and hot. So purpose means so many different things for so many different people. But a person's purpose is grounded on how they are inspired or brought to that purpose in the first place. So I know you're still wondering, John, how can you help me identify my purpose? Well, I'll tell you, I can't. Then again, I can. It really depends on me and you. It depends on whether or not what I say motivates you or speaks to you. Hell, you might have already identified your own personal purpose, but from my experience, it takes the reaffirming and continuous motivation to make our purpose have direction. When I was 10 years old, I met a girl. Her name was Wonderstar. We were friends for about 3 years, and during that time that I knew her, we built such a profound spiritual relationship that I never would have thought could have been possible. Even at that young age, Star realized that everyone deserved to be happy, healthy, and safe. She confronted hatred with unconditional love, and she always told me that everyone has inside them the potential to achieve great things. And I believed her. Her friendship meant so much to me. When she was 13 years old, Star drowned and died in a lake. Her passing still saddens me to this very day at the age of 31, but it's made me the man that I am today. I attribute more than 90% of my spiritual growth to her, and she gave me the gift of life, love, and endless inspiration. I started to be motivated, especially from what Star gave me, and I used that motivation to try to help other people find their purpose and take control of their lives so that they can be happy, healthy, and safe. I started seeing bits and pieces of Star in everyone that I met, especially my family, my friends, my teachers. And then when I became an educator, it was my students, my nonprofit partners, my niece, my nephews, and eventually I saw it in myself. Today I am an advocate, activist, and educator for community health, wealth, and empowerment. As I got older, I wanted to try to create safe places for youth to grow, learn, and play so that they could be free. And this could only happen if you're outdoors. It's a good way for kids to get involved in something positive, but also something where they could let their emotions and their own purpose run free. This was a hoop house that was on the grounds of an elementary school that I was stationed at as a prevention specialist. It was dilapidated, it was overgrown with weeds, and it didn't have, to the naked eye, a lot of potential. But in it, I saw the potential to not only grow healthy and sustainable food, but to help others grow themselves and food for their community. This was an experiential learning model where kids and community members could get outside, grow healthy and nutritious food, and learn a skill that they could pass on, a purpose. We grew a lot of food, and because of the relationships that I developed and my quick study, I helped this nonprofit organization called Renew Richmond grow more than 6,000 pounds of food in about 4, we have about now 5, urban agricultural sites across the city of Richmond. Those urban agricultural sites have created educational sessions as well as job training sessions for entrepreneurial skill development and healthy, nutritious food at pop-up farm stands and farmers markets. So even at this point, I see now that the memory of Star never truly faded. It just transformed. It was her presence, her energy that transformed me. It excited a certain desire and a purpose inside me to help other people that couldn't help themselves, help them grow themselves and their communities. It was my purpose. I don't know what you believe in, but no matter what you believe in, you all need to find your own motivation. Find what motivates you, what speaks to you, and use that as the fire to push you on and burn through your purpose. Now, there is a book out that turned into a movie. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. It's called Divergent. But in this book, the main character, Triss, has to choose a particular faction that she will belong to for the rest of her life, just like the other members of her society. Long story short, and spoiler alert, she's this 1 in a million divergent special person that doesn't have to choose just one faction to belong to because she can excel and be exceptional at any and all of them. Now, mind you, this revelation came because someone told her that it was possible, and she believed it. Now, I want you to think of this story the next time you're ever wondering, am I that 1 in a million special person that can push past your perceived limits and go beyond whatever anybody else has defined me to be? And then I want you to remember right now, right here, I told you that it was possible. I told you that within you lays a latent potential to be any and everything that you want to be, to push past your perceived limits, to find your purpose. And you may not believe me, you may, but it really depends on you. Thank you.